Hey guys, if you still got a physical body, how about you like and subscribe to Baby Bird Media? And if you don't, then you guess you're a spiritual being. Thank you.
Where'd that go? That was incredible. I love that.
All right, well, that was a bad suggestion. Shut up and take my podcast.
Yay! Hello,
done.
everyone. Welcome to that exact podcast,
Yep.
Shut Up and Take My Podcast, the Futurama podcast where we look at every single episode starting chronologically from the beginning all the way to the end and beyond. But for now, episode 5.
Yeah.
Yay.
Fear of a Bot Planet. I cannot remember what that's in reference to, but let's just say it's something.
Fear of the Red Planet.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
No. Gave it a red hot go. Fear of the Red Planet, I think.
For the life of me, I can't get a definitive answer on how many directors were on this
really?
episode because officially, we credit Ashley Lenz and Chris Salve. Suave. But I'm also seeing Peter Avancino, who did the series that landed.
Yep.
And we've also got Carlos Beza. So I'm just seeing some that say 2, some that say 4. A lot of people were
Maybe
involved in
that's
this.
the reason why they were like, how do we get this to work?
Yeah.
And also we've got 2 writers, Heather Lombard and Evan Gore. This is their sole credit. This is the only time they work on Futurama. They always work together, and they're usually working on Lilo and Stitch and Emperor's New School, so 2 Disney TV series. This is the only time they were used, and they never came back. April 20th, 1999, and for the most part, no real introductions of characters that are going to become important later on.
None, I think.
No, we've got. I mean, look, you might find that in later seasons, maybe that robot planet will come back. I don't know.
I can't
remember
I think
that
the
far.
elders come back at some point, but the
Yeah.
robot planet itself, I
But
don't think comes
other than
back.
that, no one knew. Guys, what do we think?
Yeah,
Forgettable.
it's an episode, isn't it?
Like it's interesting. Last week we talked about the kind of a laugh per minute ratio of love's labors lost in space.
Yep.
This one, there's a much further and fewer in between.
Yeah, it's the occasional, and then most of it's a,
They feel quite forced. A lot
Yeah.
of the references and a lot of the jokes, it just feels quite forced. Look, it just felt like people who didn't quite understand the tone of the characters and the tone of the show as much as the other episodes have been. It's like usually what you'll find is with Simpsons and Futurama and those kind of shows, you've got the team of writers and they kind of keep their core team of writers that will divvy out the first season. Then after there, they expand out with new writers. Because by that time, you've got your core team of writers and they're all aware of how they want the characters to be. And then once everyone else has seen the first season, they know how to do it so you can bring other people in.
Yeah.
It just feels like these 2 particular writers weren't quite on board and that's why
does
they
it feel
weren't.
just empty because there's like no real character development? When in the past
Three
we had
episodes,
a
yeah.
lot. And now it's kind of like, let's just go get Bender back.
No, I don't think so. I think for me the episode felt a bit preachy.
Well, and that's what I mean by forced as well. It's like a lot of it just seems kind of a lot on the nose and very forced, and they're showing their hands just straight up to your face.
Yeah, we get like this whole robots are an underclass thing.
Second-class citizen.
Yeah.
Like, right? That's regardless if it's robots or an ethnicity of people, that's a bad thing. Then nothing comes of it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it kind of falls by the wayside to then go into the plot of. It's weird. They start off with this story that's going to be about robots as second-class citizens.
Yep.
And then they kind of use that as a jumping point to then talk about just the friendship between Bender with Fry and Leela. Then just start throwing in the allusions to Invasion of the Body Snatchers and Tetris and all these things. And then it becomes like a conspiracy film that isn't really tied into what they were initially setting up. So it's like several themes and several ideas in one.
Happening?
I didn't mind that. I didn't mind that as a thing. Had we not had like 5 minutes of Blurn Ball.
Yeah,
and which is my favorite part of the episode.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the same. Like, this episode feels like 2 episodes. It feels like
more.
Well,
yeah.
In terms of like the big points, feels like 2 or 3 episodes. We have robots as an underclass citizen, and then we would go to the robot planet, and Fry would understand that robots are like people and that should be respected. Like, that's the character arc that goes, because all through the episode he's been like, robots aren't people.
And that never actually gets resolved.
No, it doesn't.
No. All he learns is maybe we should be nice to Bender and sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. Or we go the other way and we have robots hate humans. This entire planet of robots hates humans. And the reason for that is not because they actually fear humans or anything like that. It's because of this global conspiracy. And we can unpack that story.
Yeah.
I don't really care which one you want to go with. I personally think the Fry learning to care about robots is a better character arc.
Yeah.
But you got to pick one of those two. Like, you can't go like...
Apparently you can.
Well, you can try. You certainly can try. You know, it's not very interesting.
And it's very funny because they started with the Blurns Ball. And I remember watching this and being like, oh, this is really interesting. And I'm looking at it going, I wouldn't mind an episode about Blurns Ball, which they do later. And that's a great episode. Yeah. Like, that's just a minefield for content. And the idea, like, it's just so brilliant to watch, like, this idea of even the writers don't know what the hell the rules of this game are.
Yeah. That was the opening is great.
It's brilliant.
Like Zoidberg eating hot dogs after being told that he just wants something crawling with
parasites. I'm glad hot dogs haven't changed.
Give me your young on a bun. We're out of buns.
Yeah. That's great. And then we have Hermes being carried off by a pigeon. A little continuity error.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Would have been a nice.
Hey, for a joke.
Oh no, I would have just. I don't mind the pigeon. I don't mind him getting carried off. I just would have preferred an owl. But other than that, like, the whole thing is like 2 separate episodes, and it feels a bit after schooly. Like, it feels a bit like
like an after school special.
Yeah, it feels like an after school special. It feels like racism is bad, but through the power of friendship, also the government's conspiracy. You know, like, it's so weird. It's
like, am I learning? No, they just throw bolts at people.
No. Yeah, exactly.
Well, what is the moral of that episode?
Bender care. We understand that Bender does in fact care about his friends, and that most of what he says is bluff.
All right, cool. Lean on that.
That's the moral of that story. It's the moral of that episode is that Bender does not hate his friends as much as he says he does. His friends are actually willing to go to enormous length to help him, and he understands that. But we already know that. That's not new.
But now we double know it.
Double knowing.
Oh, and we especially know that after I Roommate, where we know that Bender cares about.
Yeah.
Like, straight up,
a lot. Like, his
he can't live
hurt.
without. He can't live without Fry.
Yeah.
So that at least that wasn't consecutively put right next. to
Yeah, that was consecutive. They'd be like, what?
Yeah, it's just a strange episode. Such a strange episode.
Yeah, it's not an episode that, like, because I've seen it quite a few times and I never really enjoyed it.
It's very much an episode that you just keep on in the background.
Yeah, it's a background. It's just a filler of time.
The tone of the episode seems very strange. It doesn't feel like it's not. It starts off really slapsticky, kind of like absurd, and then we go to like.
Then kind of hits that seriouser.
Yeah, and then we get to like a quite serious kind of like.
It's not fun. It's just grim, but.
But the thing is that once they hit that serious tone is when they really double down on the references.
Yeah.
To everything, like Macintosh and Tetris and Invasion of the Body Snatchers and War of the Worlds.
I mean, understandable. They're like but it's weird. That's like they do the Invasion of the Body Snatchers reference, but it's not a planet full of emotionless people. All the robots have emotions. So
it's strange.
That scream does haunt me, though. I hate that noise coming out of that robot.
Yeah,
it just like basically. Okay, this is how I put it. Like, I can't even explain why. It's like there's this. Oh, I can say this because this won't come. No,
it won't. It won't come out. I know what you're about to say.
Yeah. I've got this toy for my partner.
As a present.
As a present, and basically, when you push the ears down, it goes from a happy face to this like vicious snarl, and Chris just objectively does like he has a recoil reaction to it, like a dog being presented with a lemon.
I have aversion to it. I don't know why, and this is the only even now it kind of bothers me that we're talking about it. This thing, this bloody toy, really shits me.
Like,
I don't understand.
He just visibly recoils.
Really?
Like, if you give a dog a lemon and it licks it and it just kind of just like, backs away. That's me with this scream. I don't know why. It just really rubs me the wrong way.
I think it's supposed to be that way, though.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there's lots of great references when they're in the Robot City.
Yeah.
Like, it's jam-packed with kind of commentary, which is cool, but it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Like, Blurn Ball means something. Yeah. Blurn Ball means like the national pastime of America needed to be jazzed up and fixed.
Yeah.
Then we have like this comment about like robot society being an underclass. that means something.
And then you have like them watching basically a 1950s movie, which is basically like
that means
they flipped it. It means
propaganda film.
It means
Propaganda films.
It means something.
And like that idea has been done, repeated.
Yeah.
Like there was an animated movie a few years ago that literally repeated that movie and made a movie about that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? Futurama did this like 15 years ago.
Yeah. Though there is stuff in there that means stuff, but the Tetris stuff doesn't mean anything.
No.
The robots going around like bashing stuff and looking stupid doesn't lead to anything except like, they didn't find anyone.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me like a whacking day kind of thing. It's like,
What was your favorite moment from the episode?
Blown's Ball. The opening sequence with Blown's Ball, like the actual, like Fry, when it really ramps up and when the ball goes down the hole and comes out, multiple balls. When
it's multi-ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the spider comes out and Fry's just there scratching his head. Like, what? Leela writes like a B down on her sheet.
He hits a blurns.
Yeah. I love it. I love just once again, it's world building. It's like, yep, sure.
Yeah, that's good. And you got Madison Cube Garden.
Yeah.
It's
the first time we see Madison Cube Garden.
Yes, it is.
A square's not good enough anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my favorite episode. Just,
Sure.
Favorite part.
Favorite part.
Yeah, no.
I'm just going to have to agree with you on that because the rest is just messy, kind of depressing, not fun. The message isn't strong enough and the humor's not there enough for me to actually be like, oh, this is great. Like, it's like 20 minutes of there. 5 in Blown's Ball.
Yeah.
That 5 is worth more than that 20.
My favorite part is the Council of Elders. Elder robots.
Silence.
Yeah. Silence. That to me is great. I would have really loved to see this in 2 episodes though. I would have loved them to be like, good news everyone. There's a robot. There's a planet full of robots that are gonna march on Earth and kill us all. The government's asked you to figure out what the heck's going on. Off you go. And they go and they try and figure it out.
Yeah.
Great. And Bender like tries to blend in and then he gets captured. The other two have to like sneak in and figure it out. And then we get the council of, like that would have been cool. And then we have another episode where, I don't know, we just sit around and watch Blown's Ball. And we explore what robot second-class citizen nature is on Earth. And we explore that in an episode.
They needed more time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which for people who write for like Lilo and Stitch and what was the other thing?
Emperor's New School.
Emperor's New School. I believe that's a shorter episode length.
I haven't seen the Disney animations. So
Disney
I'm
animation. Not sure. That's the television series, right?
Yeah, this is what those are. But Lilo and Stitch was made into a TV series.
18-minute long episodes or 16-minute long episodes.
I'd say so.
Whereas Futurama's a 22-minute episode. So maybe they're used to having smaller.
Maybe.
And like because of that process, they're forced to cut down on ideas, and because they're allowed to get away with more, they're not forced to cut down as much. You know what I mean? Like by virtue of having to write for a shorter episode, they're more succinct.
Yeah, but it's weird that like we spend so long at Blown's Ball just so Bender can be angry at robot, like the way robots are used, and have that robot come out. That's like 5% of Blown's Ball. The rest is like Fry not understanding the world.
Yeah.
And like,
and also,
what is this game doing?
You could have actually gotten the same, like, as far as the moral of that episode is concerned, just to put it out there, you could have done a whole episode about Bender talking about, robots being second-class citizens, get all the themes you want across without ever leaving the planet.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing. Like, much rather would prefer that.
Yeah,
then do the conspiracy.
Absolutely.
Planet
it's
later.
2 episodes.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see the cold opening mean a little bit more. It's the insignificance, isn't it? It's with the small planet.
Yeah.
Hits the screen.
That
might be my favorite moment of the
I
episode.
like that. I like that little
episode.
joke. I like that it's just kind of in and out.
I would have liked
nothing to do with the rest of the episode.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love it.
I would like to have it a little more.
Yeah, I reckon that's
basically the episode, isn't it? It's 2 episodes.
So, guys, how does this stack up against Love's Labour's Losses?
No contest. No contest. It loses.
Look, I'm going to go for Fear of a Bot Planet.
Just because you lost.
Oh, darn.
It's just no contest. Like, there are such good moments in the 2 episodes in this episode. Like if you think of this episode as 2 episodes, and you split it in your brain, you're like, wow, that's a really good 2 episodes that I've just watched. When you realize that you crammed it into 1, you're like, ugh, didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
And it ends so sloppily. That's probably what pisses me off the most, is it ends with like them dancing and then photo. Who cares?
No one cares.
Like, we know they're friends.
But do you know they're friends?
We don't need photo evidence. We don't need a finished montage.
It's your hatred of
I was going to say, I think you've got a bit of a thing. What has montages ever done to you?
I love montage.
What have they done to you, Chris?
No, I think montage
someone did a bad
great.
montage of Chris one day.
Montage is great. Like, you see it in the Russian, like the classic Russian films of like the 1920s and 1910s. That's when it's used appropriately.
Yeah, but this is the year 3000.
Jam it in for no reason to finish up an episode because you're too lazy to write an end line. Like, seriously. Go back to writer's school.
And they didn't have any jokes.
I know what this is. This is like, did Facebook do one of those end of year montage things for you and just chose the wrong photos?
They did actually. They did actually. They did an end of year montage for me, and they're like,
and I was like, "This is garbage." Say it in the quote.
Because one of the, I'll just tell this story really quickly because it's really annoying. Facebook picks those things based on the most activity.
Yes, yeah.
I had a really rough year this year, and 2 or 3 of my biggest status updates of this year were, hey guys, I'm in a really bad place.
Hey Chris, remember that time?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, hey, do you remember this time when this happened and when this happened? I'm like, I don't want to. 2016 was a
goddamn you, Facebook
year. Screw you, Facebook.
I can imagine being like, hey, do you remember this thing?
Yeah,
Bowie died.
A puppy died in front of your eyes. Remember that happening?
Never forget.
Yeah.
Anyway,
montage used terribly. Terrible episode. Could have been 2 episodes. I don't know why they didn't.
I just wish they introduced someone. The first season. Introduce like a new character every episode. Build.
Can I say that the Jimmy thing really terrible? The Council of Elders.
Oh yeah,
that's the truth.
Silence, Jimmy. Whatever he says. Jimmy, shut up.
So he said, "Be quiet, Jimmy."
Be quiet, Jimmy.
Well, that joke just would have been more effective without. Like, still have a line which is a group of incompetent elders and just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Don't have the clearly incompetent elder
say something. Yeah. Have him fall over.
Well, the joke still stands with them.
Yeah.
With them regardless.
Silence. Yeah.
Silence. Yeah. Okay, so impersonation of the Council of Elders member.
Yeah.
Okay. James, you go first.
Can someone
silence?
What's the line? It's like, oh my god.
All I can remember is I concur.
Yeah, silence. I concur. They just rattle off facts about like,
I am an elder.
Silence.
I am silence.
Think of a quote.
Silence.
I didn't. It's like
it's just
no. I can't even remember. Like
it's just such inconsequential babble.
I just watched the episode, and yet I'm just forgetting it because it's just so not memorable.
This is why I write lines down now.
It's just it's just talk about how like they're manipulating the robot public,
but it doesn't go anywhere.
No, it doesn't go anywhere.
Care?
Yeah, they aren't seen in that final chase scene.
Yeah.
Like everyone, like they deliver the package, the lug nuts fall, and everyone's like, lug nuts.
And nothing.
Then the Council of Elders does nothing.
Nothing changes.
And then
for
they
them.
say like, thank you humans, and they fly off.
I like that.
Hell?
I like that Bender has been there for a couple of hours and he's created an album and it's gone gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the album would just be like, hey, I'm Bender, I'm the best guy in the world, killing robots.
And the implication that like I remember this was pointed out, it's like the implication that like no matter what planet you're on, the system used for records going gold and platinum are the same planet to planet.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just forget about this one and move on.
Next one. We got a good one next week.
Yeah, Which one's the next one?
A Fish Full of Dollars.
That's a good one. That is a good one. We get to see a bit of Zoidberg in that one. Get Mom introduced.
Yes, we do.
Finally, Mom.
Wow.
Like,
world building.
Yeah, it's almost like this is a weird blip.
It's all right.
This was a mistake episode. They were like, put some in the middle.
Yeah.
We should like... Well, yeah. Well, look, we'll talk about that next week. All right. See you guys.
See ya. I've been James.
I've been Sean.
I've been Chris.
Bye.
Silence.
Can't believe we was doing this. Email us, babybeardmedia@gmail.com for any reason whatsoever. Baby. If you like the episode, tell us why.
If you hate it, agree with us.
Yeah, if you like this episode, let us know why. We'd be really interested to hear those thoughts.
Or if you're looking at, you know what, if you were
and that goes for any episode.
And if you were to change it, like where would you have taken that episode, really?
Yeah.
What would you have done? How would you have fixed it? How would you have changed it?
It's good practice for budding writers out there.
Burns!
Or
you know what? Can someone please, like, if it's already been done, can you post us, like, the official rules for Blurns Ball, if you know them?
As long you don't have to do all of them, but I'd like to know what the spider does or represents.
Yeah.
Is it a mascot? Is it...
No, it's a thing. It enters the field.
Yeah, but
why
does it do?
What sets up?
I just want to know what the spider does.
Yeah, that's all good.
I think the rest is inconsequential.
Might be a matador because it's a bullpen.
Oh my god!
All right, we'll find out.
Bull spider.
Come on, guys, send it in.
All right, send that stuff in, guys.
Bye.
See ya. Smack some life into me.
They had plans in motion to do Space Jam 2 with LeBron James.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It would have been terrible.
It would have.
Excuse me, I'm a bit gassy.
Construct it. You can't just use like a slice of it, a part of it.
God damn it.
Throwing in Tetris for no reason.
Yeah, it's like you can have references. But
Raisin.
Raisin.
As an aside, Sean, for someone who hates that scream, you bring it up an awful lot.
I know. Because it haunts me. I'll bring that toy in.
Technically, we are all decomposing.
Yeah.
Slowly marching on towards death.
Yeah.
What is that from?
Life.
My own morbid life.
You said the book, and I'm like, of Mormon.
Of Mormon. Have you seen?
No, I haven't.
I believe.
I would have liked it if, like, it was done better. Like, just say you take... like...